Hello students, this is Pallad Advani, your host, and you're watching Pallad Advani classes. In this video, we will discuss Volume 2, Chapter Supply of the Microeconomics, Class 11th. In this video, we will see the definition of price elasticity of supply. We will discuss the methods of calculating elasticity of supply, and we will also see the factors affecting price elasticity of supply. Let us start the class with the meaning of price elasticity of supply. We know that supply of a commodity shares a positive relationship with the price of the commodity. What it means? It means that if the price of the commodity is increasing, the supply of the commodity is also increasing. So there is a positive relationship between price and supply of the commodity. A rise in the price of a commodity leads to rise in its quantity supplied, and a fall in the price of a commodity leads to a fall in its quantity supplied. The concept of price elasticity of supply helps us in judging exactly how does the supply of a commodity respond to the change in its price. So the price elasticity means the degree of change in supply with respect to the degree of change in price of the commodity. So price elasticity will be represented by ES. It measures the responsiveness of quantity supplied of a commodity to the change in its price. It assists us in knowing the magnitude of the change in supply due to change in its price. In other words, we can say it shows how quickly the supply responds with the change in price of the commodity. Mathematically, elasticity of supply can be represented as delta Q divided by delta P multiplied by Q upon P. Here the delta Q means change in quantity supplied, delta P means change in price of the commodity, Q1 means initial supply, and P1 means initial price of the commodity. Let us see the methods to calculate elasticity of supply. Elasticity of supply can be measured by applying two methods. So there are two methods to measure elasticity of supply. Number one, proportionate method, and number two is geometric method. So there are two methods to calculate elasticity of supply. First is proportionate method and the second one is geometric method. Let us see the first one, that is proportionate method. Listen, the other name of the proportionate method is percentage method. According to this method, price elasticity of supply is given by the ratio of percentage change in quantity supplied with respect to percentage change in price of the commodity. So according to the proportionate method, elasticity can be calculated by applying percentage change in supply divided by percentage change in price. According to this method, there are four types of elasticity of supply. Number one, perfectly inelastic. Number two, perfectly elastic. Then inelastic. Then elastic and unitary elastic. So how many types of the elasticity do we have? We are having 5 types of elasticity of supply. Let us see the first one, that is perfectly inelastic supply. In this type of elasticity of supply is constant but the price increase or decrease. So when the price increase or decrease with a no change in supply of the commodity, it is called perfectly inelastic supply. And when the supply increase or decrease with a no change in price, then the elasticity become perfectly elastic. Let us see the third one, that is inelastic supply. Inelastic supply means what? It means when the percentage change in price is more and the percentage change in supply is less. It means change in price is more and the change in supply is less. Then the elasticity becomes inelastic. Let us see the elastic supply. In the case of elastic supply, the percentage change in supply is more, change in price is less. Let us see the last one, that is the unitary elastic supply. According to this, the percentage change in price and the percentage change in supply is equal. when the percentage change in supply and the percentage change in price is equal, it is called unit elastic. Now let us see the second method, that is a geometric method. According to this method, it is a graphical presentation of elasticity of supply. This method does not involve any calculation part. Rather, by looking at the shape of the supply curve, one can determine the degree of elasticity of supply. According to this method, we are having 5 types of elasticity of supply. Let us see one by one. Let us see the shape. If the supply curve is parallel to y-axis, if the supply curve is parallel to y-axis, then it is called perfectly inelastic supply. And if the supply curve is parallel to x-axis, here we can say that the supply curve is parallel to x-axis, then the elasticity becomes perfectly elastic. And when the supply curve is starting from x-axis, here we can say that the supply curve is starting from x-axis, then the supply becomes inelastic. And when it starts from y-axis, here we can say supply curve is starting from y-axis, then the elasticity is elastic supply or more than elastic supply. And when the supply curve is starting from the origin 0, then the supply becomes unitary elastic. Let us see. Here we can say that unitary elastic, ES is equal to 1. Here the supply curve is starting from the origin 0. In the case of the less than elastic supply, ES is less than 1. Here the supply curve is starting from the y-axis. In the case of more than elastic, that is ES is greater than 1, supply curve is starting from x-axis. In the case of perfectly inelastic supply, supply curve is parallel to y-axis. In the case of perfectly elastic, supply curve is parallel to x-axis. Let us see the factors affecting elasticity of supply. That's a very important topic. The first factor is nature of a commodity. Listen, a commodity can be a perishable goods or a non-perishable goods. The perishable goods are food items, milk, etc. And it cannot be stored for a longer time period. Since the food items that are perishable, it cannot be stored for a longer time period, so the supply cannot be changed immediately. Accordingly, such goods have more inelastic supply. So in this case, we can say that in the case of perishable goods, the elasticity is inelastic. As against durable goods such as furniture, TV, etc., it can be stored for a longer period. Accordingly, such goods have elastic supply. So in this case, the elasticity is more than elastic. Let us see the production inputs. If the inputs used for the production of a commodity are commonly and easily available. If the commodity can be easily available, it means that the supply can be increased or decreased easily. So the supply is elastic. But on the other hand, if the commodity's inputs are not easily available, it means we have to maintain the stock. In such a case, the supply cannot be increased immediately. So the supply in that case is inelastic. Let us see the time factor. The longer time period implies that the producer is having sufficient time to adjust the factors of production to change the supply of goods. So if the time period is long, the producer is having the time period to adjust the supply, so supply can increase or decrease. So supply can increase at a faster rate as compared to change in price. So here the supply is elastic. But on the other hand, if the time period is short, the producer is not having the time period to adjust the factors, so the change in supply is less and the change in price is more. So here the supply is inelastic. Let us see the cost behavior. When the total cost of production increase, I repeat, if the cost of production increase at a decreasing rate, here the production is increasing at a decreasing rate, then the supply will be more elastic. Why? Because the wastage is less. So the supply will increase at a faster rate. On the contrary, if the cost of production is increasing at an increasing rate, it means wastage might be more. So the supply will be inelastic. It means change in supply is less and change in price is more. Let us see the next factor, that is risk factor. If the entrepreneurs are daring and are ready to undertake risk, then the supply will be more elastic. On the other hand, if the entrepreneurs fear to take risk due to lack of incentive or because of strict government policies, then the supply will be less elastic. Let us see the next factor, that is production techniques and methods. If the production techniques or methods of production employed by a particular firm is highly sophisticated and complicated, then the supply will be inelastic. On the other hand, if the production method is easy and simple, then the supply of output will be relatively more elastic. Next is factor mobility. If the factors of production are mobile, that is can change place such as labor, then the supply of output will be more elastic. It means that supply will change at a faster rate as compared to price. If the factors of production are immobile, then supply will be inelastic. It means change in supply is less and change in price is more. Next is price expectation. If the producers expect that in the near future the price will rise, then they will hold back the present supply and the supply lesser quantity at present price in order to supply more quantities in the future at high price. This implies that the supply of goods will become inelastic. On the other hand, if the expectation of fall to price in the future is there, then the supply will be more elastic. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.